Where have you been? I've been waiting for you to arrive for days now. Hold on. Are you all they sent? Didn't the Tribunal send you? Well, no matter. I'm just glad you're here. This is Serk, the Serk. The Lotus Plague reached us right before the Malborn arrived. They claim they're here to help, but I don't trust them. In all the confusion, I'm embarrassed to admit that I lost track of my brother, Deeshan. He's the town consul. Yesterday he went to check on the townsfolk afflicted by the plague, but he's disappeared. Can you help me find my brother? Someone in town must know what happened to Deeshan. He loves to visit and chat with all of our neighbors. Come on. The sooner we find my brother, the sooner I can start thinking about dealing with the plague. Oh, by Vivek! Where are my manners, of course? That's the least I can do since you agreed to help me find my brother. What would you like to know? As the ranking member of House Redoran in this town, he's more or less the one in charge. He's good at it too. The townsfolk look to him for leadership and advice. And truth be told, so do I. The Malborn. They're a fairly new sect, as far as I can tell. Part mercenary group, part compassionate charity. They've been helping those afflicted by the plague. They showed up here and set up a quarantine, and now they claim they have a cure. They have members from across Morrowind, and they're always looking for new recruits. I heard one of them speak in Kraganmore. Lot of nonsense, if you ask me. Nostrum Breva is in charge at the quarantine, and she's the one handing out the curative. You haven't heard about the Lotus Plague? People get sick, turn violent. Some claim they become monsters, but I haven't seen it. At least not yet. The Malborn have a cure. They promised to fix this. That's why we let them set up their quarantine. Grell! Grell, are you in here? By the Tribunal! Grell! Grell, please! We're your friends! Poor Grell. What in Oblivion's name happened to him? Let's get out of here. Uncle, are you all right? You look so pale. No wonder my brother wouldn't let me come by to visit.
Don't worry about me. I'll be back on my feet in no time. But what about you? Your brother said that neither of you had taken the curative yet.
Uncle, I'm not sure about these Malborn, and their curative sounds too good to be true, but don't worry about me. Just take care of yourself.
I see Arona has conscripted a new soldier into her private army. Is Deeshan missing? He was by yesterday for a visit. I know he had other stops to make. He did seem concerned about the Malborn, though. Sealing themselves in their quarantine, no longer providing the curative. It made him furious. My niece's visit was more than enough. I feel better already. Besides, I've overcome worse ailments than a queasy stomach and a bad cough. I'll be fine. Well, a good conversation is like a hot bowl of guar liver soup. It soothes the aches that ail you. What did you want to ask? Well, I think it was 12 mornings ago. The day the wild nix got into the brooding elf's trash receptacles. Nostrum Breva had the quarantine up in a matter of days. Then she started distributing the curative. They call it the Lodos Plague. Maybe Vivek knows where it came from, but I certainly don't. I can tell you that it's going to have to try harder if it really wants to kill me. Or turn me into some kind of monster, if you can believe the stories. I am a blood kin of House Rederum, if that's what you're asking. More a third cousin twice removed, if you want to be specific. But I've been close to Arona and her family since she and Deeshan were children.
By the three, this place smells terrible.
Oh, look at me. I'm a terrible mess. You really must excuse my dreadful appearance. I haven't been feeling very well lately. By the way, you haven't seen Nostrum Breva, have you? She promised to bring me more of the Malborn curative. Deeshan, the town consul? Such a nice young man. Why, I do recall that he came to see me yesterday. He said he had other townsfolk to check on, but that he would bring me a curative as soon as he could. The curative? Remarkable stuff. Tastes awful, but wipes the plague right out of your system. One of those delightful Malborn gave me one a few days ago. Nostrum Breva, she called herself. But I think I need another dosage.
The sicker people get, the more incoherent they become, and now it looks like the rumors are true. The Lotus Plague does turn people into monsters. I don't think we're ever going to find my brother. The quarantine? I guess it makes sense that Deeshan would want to go see what the Malborn are doing in there. And I've yet to see any evidence that the curative works. All right, if you want to go to the quarantine, I'll go with you. The Malborn set up the quarantine around the old graveyard. In the beginning, they were letting people inside and freely distributing the curative, but they closed the front gate a few days ago and haven't responded to any of our requests. Deeshan provided them with the old graveyard key when they first arrived, and I've seen Malborn coming and going through the back gate. If we go to the back gate, I'm sure we can get one of the Malborn to let us inside. Hey, you're going the wrong way! Hey, you're going the wrong way!
Don't say it. There's a cure. There has to be.
Look, it's just like I told you. The Malborn are using the back gate. Let's see if one of them has the key. Do we look like plague husks to you? Did you see that? They attacked us. And for no good reason. Let's find the key and see what the Malborn are hiding in there.
You have to open those gates eventually, you swits! What are they up to in there? And why won't they let me get a look at their curative? Oh, sorry. I didn't see you standing there through the haze of my indignation. Can I help you? No, wait! You can help me. I'm the town alchemist, and I want to get a sample of the Malborn curative. They refused to give me any. Proprietary formula, they said. Well, I want to figure out what's in this miracle elixir. I don't trust anything labeled proprietary. Do you always skip ahead in the story? No one has an iota of patience anymore. But yes, I need a few bottles of the curative. I'm sure you'll be able to find some inside the quarantine. Then we'll see what's in this proprietary formula. Just watch your step in there. I don't trust these Malborn or their good intentions. As long as you promise to collect the curatives as soon as we're done, ask away. Not much. They say they're here to help, but they certainly don't act like any charitable caregivers I ever met. I don't trust them. Which is why I want to find out what's in the curative they're pushing on the populace. There's not much to tell. They claim the elixir is a cure for the Lodos plague, but I haven't seen anyone recover from the illness yet. But I could tell you more once you get me a few samples of the curative to examine. I'm an alchemist. I took over for Arnis when he retired. I also have a bit of training as a healer. Before the Malborn arrived, I was the one the townsfolk came to see when they got sick.
By the three, this place chills me to the bones. Let's see if we can find my brother and then get out of here. Deeshan, my brother, what happened to you? By the three, I fear the plague consumes you, brother.
Verona, what are you doing here? It's not safe.
The Maulborn attacked us, and the afflicted are turning into plague husks. Oh, Deeshan, this is dreadful.
The Maulborn is spreading the plague. For some reason, they want everyone to become afflicted. They're not healers. They're monsters. The Lodos plague. I have no idea why. But it's clear to me that the Maulborn curative is actually the source of the disease. Whatever they're planning, you have to stop them. That's not important. Get my sister out of here and stop the Maulborn. Destroy the so-called curative and put an end to that mad woman, Nostrum Breva. Then convince her. I'm too far gone. I don't want to become one of those things and hurt my sister. Besides, she's a Redoran. She has a duty to the Serk and its people. You are as hard-headed and stubborn as my sister. Vivek, damn you. Fine. Do what you must. But if the unthinkable occurs, I expect you to stop me before I hurt anyone.
Deeshan, you swit. We're not leaving without you.
I hope you know what you're doing. I could become a plague husk at any moment.
My decision is final. Besides, you're sick, and your judgment can't be trusted. I'll get us out of here while our friend deals with the Maulborn.
All right, we're done here. Pack everything up. We need to regroup with the other Mole-born cadres and deliver this plague to the rest of Deeshan.
Split up!
Flank, now!
From the sides! I need healing!
Were you able to acquire any samples of the Mole-born curative? I'm really curious to see what the elixir is made of. I've been watching the townsfolk who received the curative and came to the same conclusion. But I'll be able to tell for sure after I analyze the elixir. Take this. It isn't much, but I'm sure you didn't have too much trouble in there. Thanks for your help. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have some alchemical wizardry to perform.
Glad to see you managed to make it out of the quarantine too. Does that mean those Mole-born fetchers have been dealt with? Not well. Alchemist Naline fancies herself something of a healer, and she's been working with Deeshan and the other afflicted. Hopefully she'll devise a treatment for them soon. Some. She seems confident at least. But what do I know of drafts and elixirs? But tell me, do you think the Mole-born pose a threat to the rest of Deeshan? That's what I'm thinking as well. But maybe your efforts were enough to put an end to all that. For now at least, the Serk is safe. Take this as a thank you for helping us. The Mole-born have been dealt with, but I could use a little more of your help if you don't mind. It's my brother. He's still ill and his condition has taken a turn for the worse, Nalene is working to develop some kind of treatment, but she could use your assistance. She can't work at her alchemy table and also gather the components she needs. Talk to Nalene. Let her know I ask you to assist her. She can be a little aloof, but she'll tell you what she needs you to do.
Yes? Nice to see you again, but I'm kind of in the middle of something here. Did she? Well, I suppose I do. There are a few additives I require, but I can't very well walk away from my table while the Deeshan and the rest of the townsfolk need my skills. Even this interruption can prove disastrous where alchemy is concerned. I need Kind's Heart healing herbs, sour milk tea, and dragon scale mushrooms. The innkeeper usually has healing herbs. Grell Flan loved sour milk tea, and Sorel Tatus had a taste for exotic mushrooms. You should find what I need in those locations.
Nalene, please. You have to help him. Is he going to be all right?
Have a little patience around. Deeshan is strong, and Nalene knows what she's doing. He'll be fighting off Lady Hlalu again in no time.
It's times like these when I wish I had more help around here. Is there some... Well, I might have some around here someplace, but Kind's Heart is very rare and valuable. I can make a fair bit of gold if I hold out for the right price.
Have any beds?
What? Why didn't you say so? I owe Deeshan more than I could ever repay. Plus, he's always been a good customer. Please, take this. It's all I have left.
The next hall for a hot meal and a cool drink.
Where did you go to get those ingredients? Windhelm? No matter, you're here now. Were you able to acquire everything on my list? Healing herbs, Dragon scale mushrooms, sour milk tea. Yes, it's all here. I need to stay here and monitor my patient's condition. Go over to the alchemy table and mix those ingredients together, please. You did it? Well done. I never doubted you for an instant. Now, let me have the mixture, if you please. This appears to be perfect. I truly am impressed. Now we'll see what happens and leave the rest in the tribunal's hands. Our friend has done well. I'm not sure this will cure the plague, but it should at least slow down its progress. All right, that's it. Visiting time is over. Everyone out and let my patient rest.
You heard the lady. Let's go wait outside.
Please, Mother Morrowind, please help Deeshan get well.
Nilene knows what she's doing. Deeshan will be fine, you'll see.
I don't know how to thank you. Without your help, the Molborn would have destroyed the Serk. I know. His fate is in the Three's hands now, but he certainly has a fighting chance thanks to you. Here, take this. There's no way I can truly repay you for what you've done for the Serk, but it's a start.
I'm happy to say that the suppressant works. It's not a cure, but it should buy me the time I need to find a way to beat the plague.
That's wonderful news. If I wasn't worried about spreading the plague, I'd kiss you right on the lips.